This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Afternoon Update for Friday, March 27th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. Our top story. Cable and Wireless gets the green light to merge with Columbus Communications. The two companies, which trade here as Lime and Flow, have won the approval of the local Fair Trading Commission. However, the deal is subject to special conditions. Our editor-in-chief, Kemar Jordan, tells us more.
Today's announcement comes on the heels of the over US $3 billion deal announced by the two companies last November. Landline customers will be especially pleased to hear that within 3 months, the merged entity must offer the same prices, products, and service standards to them as its competitors. The FTC has also ordered that all current Lime and Flow broadband and television tariffs must be set at the lower rate offered by the two companies. Lime and Flow must also maintain net neutrality. And in accordance with their commitments, they must be technically ready for local number portability in the fixed network by September 30 this year and mobile number portability in the mobile network by November 30th. However, the FTC's decision didn't stop there. It also calls on the merged entity to make a number of structural changes. For instance, in cases where there's a total overlap of Lime and Flow's networks, one set of fiber cables will have to be divested. Additionally, residents and businesses with landline and broadband services with both Lime and Flow must be released from any contracts if they so desire. While warning that customers are not to be disadvantaged during the transitional period, the FTC has ordered that the two companies must submit an independent evaluation of their assets to be divested within 60 days. But though it will initially be the responsibility of the merged entity to find a suitable buyer that has the economic and technical capability to maintain a viable network, final approval of the buyer will be that of the regulator, which has also reserved the right to appoint trustees or the trustee of a new holding company that will be responsible for monitoring the ongoing management of the divested assets. Ironically, while stressing that these trustees will be independent of the merged entity, the FTC has ordered that they are to be paid by Lime and Flow. The merged entity must also pick up the tab for advertisements for a new buyer, but it must not directly or indirectly hold, acquire, or reacquire an interest in the divested assets. And in the event that it fails to find a suitable buyer for the assets of the holding company within 180 days, the FTC appointed trustee or trustees will assume responsibility for a maximum of 5 years. After that, the holding company is to be put up for sale in the open market. Kemar Jordan reporting for Barbados Today.
In other news, the remedy for the Caribbean's economic troubles does not lie solely with the International Monetary Fund. In fact, former Prime Minister Owen Arthur warns that with or without the IMF, there are no quick fixes to the region's woes, which include low growth, unsound fiscal positions, and high debt. He issued the advice last evening as he addressed the Sir Archibald Meade Memorial Lecture in Grenada entitled, "Can the prescriptions of the International Monetary Fund solve the economic problems of the Caribbean?" Arthur, an economist, said the Washington-based financial body, like the region, was caught between two worlds, one that is dead or dying and the other that is struggling to be born. He said while the IMF had changed its painful standby arrangements by establishing new initiatives, including its flexible credit line, he cautioned that the program could only function as a catalyst which can trigger access to additional resources. Arthur said it was the resilience of Caribbean people rather than the content of programs within the IMF that will determine whether countries fail or succeed. On a lighter note, the headliners are in ahead of tomorrow's night's Socatology show. Our Jeffrey Allen was at the airport early this morning to meet Olatunji, Benjai and Urfa Niles, and they are promising fans a bumper show.
Socatology, we here. Benjai, I'm here live. This is an honor being here with my brothers and them. We've done the Ufanabs and the original Ulatunji Soca. I'm telling her tonight, just go and chill tomorrow night.
Swanky now.
Is it swanky, yes, son?
The swankiest ever.
Oh, Lord, everybody.
You know, sometimes I see clearly, sometimes I don't. You know?
But she was saying, hey, tell them Ulatunji.
Come down, Socatology.
Don't know. Because we did. He just do everything around me. He just do what they can do. He just do what the man can do.
Only tanties and them come down. Kensington over, they don't know.
Now we head to sports and we go straight to the National Stadium and the action at the Barbados Secondary School's athletics competition. Let's take in some of the action from the under-17 boys 400 meters hurdle.
Out in lane 8, Nathan Ferguson of Combermere going well, but he'll have a tough task out in that lane 8. Courage and Parry are tracking well. CP is there. Queen's College in Akeem Calendar trying to make some moves, but really it is Courage and Parry who will bring them around this 150-meter mark. It's the two athletes from Courage and Parry, Jones and Calendar, making all the moves in the middle of the track. It's a CP double blow. Can they really produce a knockout punch? Will it be Jones or Griffith? Jones or Griffith? Jones has the edge. He wobbles. It's a fall. It's Jones who gives way to Griffith. Griffith will win it.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
On the regional scene, a Trinidadian officer finds himself in a financial bind. This after he found $100 million in his bank account and has no idea how it got there. You may be asking, what's the problem with that? Well, now he can't access any of his savings as the bank has put a freeze on the account until the matter is rectified.
Jason St. John said he got the surprise of his life on March 19th upon checking his account balance at the RBC ATM in Chaguanas. The balance read $99,999,000. John, a Defense Force soldier, knew that only the day before his balance read zero on his account, since he had a $20,000 credit card limit which he was trying to clear, and his RBC branch in Chaguanas suggested he take a loan to clear the amount owed while they held his salary. He said to make sure his eyes were not deceiving him, on March 19th, he checked his balance at not only the RBC ATM in Chaguanas, but also the Republic Bank, FCB and Scotiabank ATMs with the same result.
And finally, on the international scene, the United Nations says all pilots must have regular mental and physical checkups. The announcement comes on the heels of yesterday's revelation that a Germanwings first officer deliberately crashed his plane, killing all 150 people on board. And that's not all. The Montreal-based International Civil Aviation Organization also made it clear that if there is any concern from this medical screening, then a further, more specialized assessment must be done. And on that note, we come to the end of our Barbados Today afternoon updates, but we will be back again this evening. Until then, remember, you could log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 Online TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM. There you can get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. See you later.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag